Hey, this is John, the American Hilljack Lane. This is the PA Rock Show, and I'd like to introduce you to Bill Damiano, the actual host of the show, because he knows what he's doing.
Welcome to episode number 567. With me tonight, John, American Hilljack Lane, Jana, Macheca from First Angel Media. John is from the Hellfire Club, A Pro Radio. When he's in the mood, the American Hilljack Files.
Woo! Now we're taking shots right off the bat. I like it.
Yes, we are.
This is going to be no holds barred, I can tell.
The Pennsylvania Rock Show is brought to you on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, 107.1 FM, St. Louis, Missouri, AltRockRadio.ca in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, RootarooRadio.com on the beaches of San Diego, California, XRPRadio.co.uk in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Probably going to talk about that in a little bit. I feel like I'm forgetting someone other than me, which is BuildAScene.com.
Yeah, I'm going to start making a list because you asked me that during
the
XRP radio takeover, and I was like, there's 50 of them.
Well, here's the best part. I actually have it up on my screen on my laptop and didn't even look. Let's see.
And he's a teacher, everybody.
Hey, I got them all.
That's okay. I'm a photographer, and I'm having a really tough time, like, keeping my head in the middle.
In the square?
In the square.
Well, in your defense, it's a rectangle.
Technically.
See, I like see me in the corner there of my screen, and it shows everything, but I know everybody's only getting like this little bit of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm backwards, and I'm not used to that. This is why Randy takes my photos. I'm really weird whenever it comes to me on any kind of a screen. This is, if anybody needs photos, the really good looking photos that actually make me look like a little bit of a movie star. That's Randy.
Then I'm letting you out. Hold on, I got to Bo out of the room.
Also on the show tonight, very special guest, Bo.
Ow!
All right, so John is gone already, and I think he's coming back. There he is.
Yeah.
You missed it. Like, I tried to have my hair all nice and done up.
Me too.
I just throw a hat on. Saves time.
Well, much like the beard, I don't think that I would look as good as you guys in these things.
Yeah, true.
Beards are in.
So, let's see. Let's start with John tonight.
Okay.
All right, John. So, the outdoor concert season is almost upon us.
Yes, it is.
And Pennsylvania is starting to raise their occupancy levels and remove some mask requirements. And what does that mean for the old American Hilljack Ranch or Hilljack Ranch?
I don't know. We ran the same as we did last year when everything was shut down. So I won't be able to tell you. So we're still just going to be open. We got Gigaroo on July 9th and 10th this year. We got Ironsight, Losing September, Homicide Black, Transcendence, Blood Union, Rural Honey, and Animus on Friday. And on Saturday, we have a Common Crown, Silk Nine, Flashback, Shattered, Divine Tragedy, Unbroken Soul, Chippin' the Charge Ups, Negan, Dying Breed, and Parabellum. So that's Gigaroo. That's the first big one. That's July 9th and 10th. Make sure to get out there. And then we got Rock for Life on Friday. Of course, there's this band called the Hellfire Club. They're all right.
Never heard of them.
Singer. Yeah, never heard of them. Dimwit, the Borstal Boys, Black Ridge, Farewell Felicia, Castle of Ink, Dominic Fusca. And then on Saturday, August 7th, you have the mighty Skell, Big House Pete, X Factor 1, After the Fall, Slant 6, Amber Alexis, Post Traumatic, Half Wheel, Lenny Collin 4-pack, and Terry Lee Spencer. And that's in August for the actual Rock for Life show. And that's 22. That's just awesome. 22 years of Rock for Life. So it'll be a big celebration. This is my third year of owning the Island Community Park, the American Hilljack Ranch. We didn't get to do as much as we'd like to with everything that has gone on due to pandemic issues, but we're getting there. And
it's a big, wide open field. So
yeah,
lots of room for that 6 feet rule.
Yeah, yeah, and we just had a Second Amendment event out there, Second Amendment rally. Steve Craven had put it on. We had a lot of the people running for different offices, including governor and lieutenant governor. That was just last Saturday. We have some other events that's going out there. I don't have the dates right in front of me, but we have the car show that we had last year to help the homeless vets. I think it's the third weekend in August. There's going to be a dog show. It's going to be a money to show to raise money for a dog shelter, and that's in September, on September 18th. And I haven't heard yet on Rocktoberfest, but I'm sure that we'll get, Matt will, have our Oktoberfest unless something changes. We just haven't, discussed anything yet. But we're coming along, and we stayed open last year. We had a very large, almost 1,000 people at Rock for Life. We enjoyed doing the things we do out there, and we're hoping to expand more as time goes on. And I've got a great team behind me, because as Bill knows, working with me, you get to pick up a lot of slack. You got Matt and Summer Ferrani, doing a great job out there. You have Pappy, Jeff, and Todd, who keep the grounds pretty cleaned up, along with Steve Brown. It's so great. And then you have all the team that's behind Matt and Summer, Craig, Jimmy, Dave. I could name everybody. It's a lot of volunteers, a lot of good people, and that's what it's all about for me, is being able to be around good people, good positive people, good pro people, positive, real, and original people, and I enjoy each one of them. That's one. But and
are we? Do we have a little?
Yeah, he just plugged his own deal. Every time he does a plug, we count it.
How did I miss that? Well,
slick, baby.
Because I'm over here plugging myself by sharing this into. Why is this? This isn't on First Angel, Bill. This isn't on a First Angel. Supposed to be putting it.
Okay, well, go ahead.
But
that's like I'm seriously over here. Like, I wonder if anyone would notice if I was typing on my keyboard in order to cross post.
Yeah, I actually got my laptop in front of me for a change.
Cross post it.
I'm on it.
What about the Hellfire Club? Other than playing Gigaroo, I know you guys have been out a little bit.
No, we're not playing Gigaroo. We're playing Rock for Life.
Or Rock for Life. Sorry.
No, actually, we've got some different things going on. We've bought some new equipment where we're all going to be having in-ears. So now I'll have to, really brush up and get myself better, because I'll be able to hear everything I'm doing wrong. They've been using them at practice. Me and Dave hasn't.
Wait. So when you yell somebody's scream, everybody on the stage is going to be like,
yeah. Well, what's really funny is, in all honesty, all joking aside, I know that after the last one, we talked about being, just more myself. And last year, watching Mike from Creep, it really made me realize how much of a character I became in myself, and how much I leaned on just frontman stuff. And I really started working on my vocals again. And now with those guys using in-ears, even at practice, I haven't used mine yet. It has made me up my game. I actually work to be, what I know I should be, instead of relying on just the entertainment value of it. I'd like to get back and actually be more fluent like I was. And I think I'm coming there. And it's nice to work with guys like Dave, Damon, Eric, and Lee, who are so proficient in what they do. So I guess maybe, were other people that were in this band prior that were saying I wasn't living up to my potential, that, they're possibly maybe this much correct. Did I just admit I was wrong? Nah, that can't be right.
Nobody heard. In case you haven't figured out, my microphone just tried to take another dive.
I was wondering what all that noise was. I'm over here trying to set things up to cross promote.
But yeah, on top of that, we got a show coming up at the Sly Fox here, May 22nd in North Homestead, Ohio, out here in our neck of the woods. Then I will honestly not be there the first night of Gigaroo because we're opening up for the Mighty Jackal down at the King of Clubs, owned by Ricky Wolf, aka Q Ball of X Factor 1. And so
that's in Columbus, correct?
Yes, Columbus, Ohio. It's a great club. Common Crown's already gone down there and played. Some of the people I know out here's gone down there and played. It's a very well handled club. It's set up the way it should be. And I think what really made the difference was Ricky being the musician that he is, that he knows exactly, how to put on a good show and everything. And he did everything with Nightwolf Entertainment before down there. Now he's just doing it in his own club. And he's got his, faithful wife beside him, guiding him, because Ricky's like me. If he needs a little guidance every once in a while. I'm just saying. And we got some other things going on. I've actually been working on the website. Don't tell Bill, and doing things. And
he won't believe it anyway.
I'm not telling Bill that I'm working on mine either.
And
Bill knew that.
And I don't want to sound facetious and be insulting of anybody that was in this band prior. It just feels now it's more of a family and more of a band than it ever has been. And it's nice that, you're working in a band where there's not a bunch of drama, there's not a bunch of issues. And everybody, we have a stern word and we move on if there's a problem, rather than, people taking weeks to get over it. But I'm also, I've grown, I can see in past where people that did get frustrated with me, they did have their justifications for that. It's hard for myself. I'm always a big presence. And if my presence is not of balance, you can throw other people off balance. And I've learned that, and I've seen that now. And especially that's anything I've learned through 2020 with everything that's going on with everybody's different opinions and whatnot, that I've learned more about myself and how I react to things and how I put my presence out there sometimes in a toxic way that I didn't even realize, just because of things that go on with myself, with my bipolar, my PTSD, my agoraphobia, and my social anxiety. So I've really tried to work more on myself than, anything, as a person, as a performer, as a parent, as a friend, and as a family member. I'm not always good at it. But as you've seen the dog athlete, I started fostering a dog in October, and that's really brought a lot out of me. And, the balance, and where I didn't think, when a lot of people would have, I don't know where that's coming in at.
I do.
That was me. That was me.
Okay.
Sorry. I apologize.
You're checking.
Oh, you're okay.
I get it.
But I never thought, like, people with what are those support pets, or I never thought too much into that. But I will admit, having Bo here, and he's a lot like me. He's high anxiety, wants to be a center of attention, and everything. So it's taught me more about myself, and we balance each other. So, but apparently he didn't want to sit in here with me because he could hear you guys, and then he couldn't talk. And then, hey, thanks for the Farewell Felicia plug. Of course, Mr. Wilmot. You just owe me a hug. You know how it goes.
Be careful when he hugs you, Matt.
I only kiss guys like you, Bill, because you're cute.
It's the beard, right?
That's right. We get enough friction, we can start a fire.
There will be no friction.
You have nightmares about stuff like that. But also, I got myself an actual camera that dubs as a web camera. I have been putting my office together, back together. And as I just told Bill, I acquired a table last night and some chairs. I'm going to be hopefully doing some interviewing not just here at the house, but Bill's going to help me get set up and doing some interviewing like this. I might even be adding a couple external shows that I've had talks with people, co-hosting with people on some stuff. So
funny you should bring that up.
Okay. And as Bill stated, and it's totally obvious, my consistency because of my own insecurities, my own expectations that sometimes get blown out of proportion because of the way I think. Because I pull away and I don't follow through, and I need to do that, especially now. I'm 47 years old, going to be 48, which thankfully I'm still here. This past Monday was 3 years since my dad passed, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning to gradually accept things differently. Working on that cognitive thought, and it's easy to get caught up in the more negative things you have that you absorb, even if you don't necessarily agree with them, can affect even your positive cognitive, the way you're thinking. So I've really distanced myself from a lot of media outside of just the basics. Even on Bookface, or as you people call it, Facebook, I quit interacting with certain things. I quit, there's no point in arguing anymore. I'll state my point if you'd like me to, but there's too many people that want to argue and fight. And I just think that's what's missing in this world, is the ideal that we can have difference of opinions and communicate openly without it becoming, a toxic, threat fest or things, and talking about each other. There's lots of things that I don't agree with and I don't believe in, but to sit and waste your time by being agitated by and then arguing with someone that's, more than likely you don't even know. There's too many people. And then there's some that I do. Missing, So becoming.
Jana, stop touching things.
But what's really sad is I've lost some friends, but they say that people like that maybe weren't friends, but through differences of opinion, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I'll state my opinion, but I'm not going to sit and argue with anybody, because there's times when I'll be sitting here and I go back and forth with somebody for 3 hours, and as Bill knows, if you see me replying a lot, I really don't care. It's just me messing with you. To see how upset I can get you, because I'm sitting here watching a wrestling
video,
or something. I'm not even really paying attention to what you're saying. I just but I feel that's toxic too, for me to bait somebody and make them look. I wasted a lot of time doing that, and maybe I'm growing up. I don't know. If I am, please don't tell anybody. It'll ruin my reputation. But I want to enjoy more of my life instead of keep mourning and not living a life. And I'm trying. I'm not the best at it. Not just because of my diagnosis, is just because of the things that I got into bad routines. And you got to change everything.
Have you decided what you're doing with that opportunity that came up?
Which one?
The one with the media group.
Yeah, we're still talking. Savage Multimedia Group, Bishop Savage. Now, there was things that they were doing that, unfortunately, that I was originally brought in to be a part of. I don't think it's going to take off the way that we thought it would. We're still talking about other things. They're great guys. Bob Hacker of Metal Mafia, the singer of Metal Mafia, is one of the co-owners. Bishop Savage. Mike Wendell does the Ohio's Finest. He's great at what he does. I was on there. There's a lot of people up there that are great people. They have basically what we originally talked about, what we wanted to do. That kind of what with Build the Scene. They have their own studio. They have their own in-house green room.
I have an in-house studio.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Sort
can't say that either, because you've had a band in yours too. Because I was gonna say they have a full band, but you've had band in yours.
I've had multiple full bands.
Yeah, so true.
sometimes multiple on one night.
And in my living room. That will have to wait probably until I actually live in the Pittsburgh area.
But Savage Multimedia Group, check them out on Facebook and YouTube and all that. They're great guys. They have this, when we did the Nautica show, they were before they were bigger, when it was just Bishop and a few others. This is when I first met those guys, and they're great guys. And they're just honest, real people. And they're pro, positive, real, and original, but they're dude.
See, now I know. I know.
It's kind of people I like to be around, and so I'm hoping to do more with them. Nothing's concrete, but I'll always promote them, as far as it goes. I showed them a lot of what I like with you guys, and we've talked different things, and I'm good at guiding everybody else, just never myself.
Let's shift for a moment to Jana. You see that head jerk?
She finally got all the cross posting done.
Hey, Jana, what is going on with the transition that's happening with First Angel right now?
Which one, Bill? Which one?
You pick.
Okay, let's see here. All right, ready? Within probably a few days, we will have a brand new website layout. Somebody taught me how to do it, and now I did it. But I still need the webmaster over there to get the full transition in. Brand new design that includes everything that we do now. We now have our official services listing on Facebook, and it will be on the new site whenever we trade over, because I'm not going through all that right now. I love you, Bill, but I don't know how you do this stuff.
I don't either.
No, the website stuff, that is hard. Let's see here. We have started a modeling division with some lovely men and women. We've got 8 people, I believe, currently. Let's see here. We've got Alicia Lynn. I always say her name wrong. I want to say Alicia, but I think it's Alicia. I'm terrible with names, and I have the worst. We have Megan Rose, who is Bella Rotten. We have Lindsay, who is Miss Red. We have Maria Michelle, who is actually one of our writers. And we have Danielle, who has never done modeling before. She's brand new at it. And she's somehow absolutely fantastic. Like, I've never met anyone who just from the start knew what they were doing. For the men, we have Jay Asadi, who will be on BTMX May 14th for an interview. He is R&B, and he's a model. I guess he does photography, some producing. We have Randy Cole, who is the photographer who makes me actually look really pretty. I don't know how he does it, but it's magic, and I love him.
You are pretty.
Oh, thank you.
I got 3 ex-wives to lie to. I don't have to lie to you.
It's a good point. And then we've got, let's see here. He goes by Raven.
Wait. Randy's also in Feast on the Fallen.
He is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like on stage beast mode. And let's see here. Then we've also got
You were on Raven.
Barrett. I said it wrong in one interview. He made certain that I remembered. He is not a hair accessory. He goes by Raven. He is one of the lead writers, and the posts that you see in all of the various scenes and groups, that would be him. He's behind, well, except for one, because I went ahead and promoted him and Megan, who is Bella Rotten. They are using my images for a photo contest.
Nice.
So, kind of promoting the team there. Let's see here. So, and then we have Mad Clock, who is also a head writer, who is Nathaniel Rowe, and he is the last male model, I do believe. We've got a ton already, and we're eyeing up a couple more. But it is a
hip hop artist as well.
Okay, that is right. Yes. Well, Mad Clock to me is, I consider him not just hip hop. He's like
there's some rock in there and some.
He's dark.
Yeah.
He's got some really dark hip hop in there. And someone that we brought on the show because we had Demo Demon with Patrick Mcelravy, who is Seethe. But Mad Clock and Patrick also have a new single coming out. We're basically, incest is in the Bible. I'm allowed to say that, right? We're incestuous. The music is very incestuous. It's allowed, right?
Yes. You seem to attract a very well-rounded team, and that commends you on the person you are. And I know that you always, like me, you suffer with self-esteem and everything. You are a very positive person that people gravitate to. And
that was like 2.5.
But no, seriously, I wasn't trying to promote myself. I just want to say, Fallen Angel Media has really came a long way, and under the Build the Scene family, it's really nice to see people advance and grow. I always applaud. I might not always let you know, but I always watch and applaud, and anybody that makes the efforts that you do. And I know with everything that you go through, it ain't always easy, but you stuck to your feet on the ground and kept moving forward through everything, even where I haven't. So I always look up to you and respect you, John.
Thank you, hon. I think that they are amazing people for putting up with me, because they are so talented and so wonderful in so many ways. Even if Bill did make me do the website by myself.
I did.
But they're amazing people.
Well, not 100% by yourself.
100%. No.
Like 99.
I don't even know how to switch it over. There's something about tell people not to be on the site for a day or something. That's all that I know. And then I'll be in there with you to do what you tell me to do to make.
Hey, before we go too much further, and I kind of mentioned it in this week's 3 Questions in a Song, which, by the way, is Judy Rodman. If you're not familiar with her, she was.
And Bill wasn't familiar with her either.
I wasn't. Thanks for pointing that out.
Until he sent me links. He said,
"I know he sent me these links." And I'm thinking, "Holy, this girl's got a lot of credentials."
Yeah,
And that's what then Bill told me he really didn't know who she was until he looked at her credentials.
So I found her on a website called Podmatch, and you put it's like a dating site for podcasts and guests.
Right.
And it came up and it had a little bio that mentioned none of that stuff. And she mentioned during the interview her #1 country song, and I was like, So I Googled her. Yeah. In 1985, she not only sang the #1 country song, she wrote it. And then she wrote a #1 song for Leanne Rimes.
Exactly.
So
yeah, you sent me the link and said I had no idea who I was talking to, and I'm like, good or bad? And I click on the link and it was like, oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
And then she gave me options of which song to play before I knew that stuff, and I picked the R&B one. Which is great if you listen to it. But
yeah, everything that I listened, I checked out was very definitely.
Wait until this in the show notes I put 21 and crossed it out, and then 3 questions in a song. I asked her 13, I have official questions on the show, right? Because I asked the ones I have planned, and then there's little questions to come up based on their answers.
Right.
I asked her 13 real questions, not counting the little questions.
So see, that's exactly what we were discussing before we started. That's what I said. Sometimes when you're get somebody like that don't get to be as free because of the professional jargon, that when you do other interviews, they become more relaxed and will give you more. So you can get a good interview out of that.
Oh, wait until you hear it. A lot of great tips. She even gave me tips on how to help my voice while I'm teaching.
Nice.
We've got some people watching and some people. TC said he was just checking in, but it was good seeing us all. I'm watching the First Angel stuff. You got to watch Build the Scene.
Build the Scene pops up on my screen. If you are using a computer, aren't you?
Okay, so I'm on my computer, but every time I tried to do anything, it would go ding, or right in the middle of like one of the most touching portions of what John was saying, I would double audio him. And I'm like, I would kill me for that, because whenever I did a podcast, no, you don't double. No, don't do that. I will harm someone if this happens again. It's so hard to take out. It's aw. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Sean just sent me a great picture of the guitar that he's going to use at Gigaroo to have signed by everybody and to give the recipient. And I'm sure I'll be up there, doing it again this year. It's great to, those guys are just great guys to be around. All the guys from Unbroken Soul.
We ended up talking about everything going on with Rock for Life while we were on XRP radio in UK. Because, I mean, again, everything connects to everything in our scene. And we played
even over in the UK. Which we're going to get to later.
Out here in the Buckeye State, you guys get connected a lot because, I just shove it down their throats.
So that's what you have to do. Spoon feed them. Never let them go. Never let them get a chance to run away from the music.
So
exactly.
That's actually where I was headed, Jana, when I started talking about 3 questions in a song. I kind of let leak on there what you and I have going on that we haven't officially announced, and I haven't told Kelly yet.
So, okay, you're not going to say it because then Kelly can yell at me.
Correct.
That's what I thought. So I will take the wrath of the wife. Bill and I were recently on what was to be a one-time takeover at XRP Radio in the UK. We took several amazing artists with us. We ended up going
14
hours.
14 artists. We threw Doppler effect in at the end.
Yes.
Hellfire Club.
So we had amazing stuff going on, and we were, battling. It was all in good fun. It was great. We got exposed to some of their favorites. They got exposed to some of ours. Skell, as you mentioned earlier, Winter's Descent, who, of course, they're my guys. Okay, and so are, Demo, Demon, and Mad Clock. Yeah, okay, so it was all favorites of ours. But
I think the coolest thing that happened was we took a list of songs to them, not knowing what they were playing. They got to listen to our song, and then they tried to pick a song to go up against it.
Really?
And when we played the very first song, they pulled out their number 2 song, the number 2 song on the charts.
So listen, first off, Bill didn't even know the song existed.
I didn't.
All right? And it's been on my playlist ever since it came out. So Demo Demon is one of my writers. And he is an amazing person, great rap artist. I don't know, those are the genres I'm not familiar with. But I would say, is rapper still a term? Am I old? Am I dated?
No, it's still a term.
It's still a term.
Savage Multimedia Group. They work with a lot of rap artists out here. And I don't know a lot of them either. They know me more than I know them.
Jana, you're the youngest person in a video call, so no.
Hey.
I am an eternal creature. What can I say? I feel like I'm 3,000 years old.
And then we saved Skell for last.
We
Nice.
did. So
And-
we hit them.
Where'd you put THC in the lineup?
You were like kind of in the middle.
Who they run against us? I'm just
Off
were they any
and
good?
Back up.
Everything that got played on both ends was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Now we played Scale. Everything's fine.
Love that tune.
And I told him, like, look, these guys are like the godfathers of metal in Pittsburgh. I said, but I'm gonna play a song that's not as hard hitting. And they had to play their number one song to combat that one.
So
Nice.
we right out of the gate with Revolution by Demo Demon and Patrick Mcelravy. If you've never heard Patrick's growls, like, they're scary. They're like amazing. They're like, if you ever met the guy, he's a big old teddy bear. But like his growls.
No, he's a rooster.
I've never called him that. Like, I also, however, call him Patrick, and like everybody I know calls him Pat. I just can't do that. I'm weird like that. But I get to know people on Facebook.
Right.
So whatever your name is on Facebook, I don't care if it's Candles McCandles. That's who
what
you
get. Right.
I mean, that's just
I get it.
I don't know you. So so we came out with them, which is hard hitting, and they were scared. They were scared. And then we came at them.
Tiz actually fell out of his chair.
Tiz fell out of his chair. He grabbed his head and was like, "Oh, how do we do this? How do we go up against this?" Whenever that one was going. And then we hit him with Winter's Descent right off the bat, right after that. I don't know if you've heard their new stuff.
Yes.
It's awesome. I'm going to interject here for a second with Matthew, who is apparently behind the times a bit. Matt, the Pennsylvania Rock Show has been on the UK station for at least a year at this point. Yeah. The only thing that's new about the original Pittsburgh music being on their radio station in the United Kingdom is that
we're not DJing it,
we did it live, and Jana and I DJ'd it with Kat and Tiz, who are Tiz owns the station. Kat is they call her ALC, which is the admin lady Kat, and she lives in Chicago. She and Tiz are together. Tiz is in the UK in Birmingham, and then original Pittsburgh music has been on in the UK for a long time.
Okay, but to be fair, I mean, they have their own station. It is going out, but now to answer his question a little bit differently, yes,
without the sass,
we are now putting original Pittsburgh music out into the UK once a month.
Nice.
Together.
Well,
we will now be
5 times a month, once live.
once live.
Actually, it's more than 5 because they play the show. I think it's 2 times a week.
Nice.
I think I should probably double check that. Hold on. 3 times a week.
Oh, even better.
We will be making a list, checking it twice, and taking it over to the UK with us once every month. So.
Yeah,
and they liked it. They liked what they heard. So if you're listening, anybody, and you don't have your stuff in to build the scene yet,
do that. And you can also go straight to xrpradio.co.uk, sign up for an account, create an album, and upload your music there for them to add it to their playlist.
Nice.
So
we
do that.
have
except to make sure we get to play it first on our end, so that they can't claim you and try and play Pennsylvania music against us.
Oh, that would be rough.
Yeah,
that would be rough.
Yeah, but it's the name of the game. Promotion's the name of the game. Market, shove it.
And First Angel Media will be putting in an article to their webzine once a month as well.
Nice.
We'll be talking about the music we got going on around here, some of the photo shoots that we do, just kind of some highlights of things that we're doing, which is now the only thing the First Angel Media does not offer is recording and mastering of songs. Everything else, like.
But we know somebody.
Well, we know a few people. We're just waiting. We're waiting silently in the wings for these people to.
I may have set up their domain and their email for them already.
Well, I may already be working on their promotional stuff. So trust me, it's coming.
That's as close.
Coming, and whenever it comes, you're going to be shocked.
That's as close to a leak as you can have right now.
Yeah, we're not allowed to actually, but like whenever.
And there are credentials that I can't tell you.
Oh, I know. I know. Trust me, that's why you're going to be floored. You're going to be floored.
Look at John's face in the middle of us trying to figure out what we're talking about.
No, there's a few things I thought of, but I'm not going to say them. You'll tell me eventually.
Yes, Matthew, you do have some work to do.
Yep. So and we have. That's another thing I was going to say about First Angel. We now offer everything from logo design to website design. Looking at you, Bill. We have
EPKs.
We have hosting if you need it. Really low price on hosting.
Thermal mugs.
we if you have not seen it yet, oh my gosh. Everybody's favorite, Raina Pelly.
She's awesome.
She's amazing, is she not?
Yes.
And she has started doing tumblers. And so I had her do a prototype of a tumbler for First Angel merch.
It's sparkly.
It is sparkly. It is beautiful. The song that she put with it, mwah, it is perfect. And you'll have to go to the First Angel page or Rainy Day Designs, her page, in order to actually like check it out. But we will be selling those on our merch list, and we'll be giving you the opportunity to design your own mug through her. Get a one-of-a-kind Raina original. So we've got that going.
John's red, white, and blue just flashed through his head there.
Oh, no. Oh, she's gonna. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous. For the price, I mean, it is amazing. Number one, I'm a coffee fiend, and I need myself an insulated tumbler, and it's a stainless steel insulated tumbler, and it's handcrafted and designed exactly the way you want. Logo, photo, anything.
So 2.5 for John. I lost count on how many for Jana so far.
Okay, you know me.
FirstAngelMedia.com.
I will, yes, FirstAngelMedia.com. You know me. I will drop everybody's everything that I possibly can.
You got to.
And speaking of your stuff going on, John, I am shooting with Losing September this Saturday. Doing their production pics. I'm going across the river into Ohio and doing their promotional photos, which I am. You know, sometimes you come across some people that just match your style so well.
Right.
And they're amazing. I have literally slid under fire for them.
Oh, they're great. They're great people.
Wait. He just like brushed that off. Did you hear what she said?
She slid under fire for them.
That wasn't a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
No, so there is a photo from them whenever I covered a show in Indiana. And it was their Rise of the Loser Festival. And
okay, yeah.
So we were not aware that, like the photographers were not aware that there was going to be fire. We were just told to stay out of this area. So we're working around it. We're being safe and everything. Please don't let them be afraid somebody's gonna sue them on this, because it was me. It was me. But they had these two fire just things, and they must have been like, I don't know, kerosene or something, because I was covered in it by the end of it.
Right.
But so I go to get this one shot. I know I want it, and they've used it. And so like it makes me happy. Never shot fire before, and I want this shot. And as I'm going, though, the fireball like goes off, and it must have had a leak or something. I got splattered with kerosene, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. And I slid under the fireball.
Nice.
I slid underneath the fireball, and I'm sitting there getting soaked because I'm waiting on the other one to go off.
That's commitment.
And then I took the photo, and I climbed out of there. And then I was there with Jerry and Julia and Winter's Descent and all of them. And like I go over, and Julia's like, why do I smell kerosene? And I'm like,
nice.
Yeah, I have almost been crushed by falling fans, like people.
Right.
Lit on fire, and a few other things. I have stories. This life has given me stories.
That's all, but that's the commitment. It's all in good. It's all in good work. You know.
The idea, how is to get to the casket as late as possible after having done as much as possible.
I'm working on that, and I've done a good job so far.
Bill's excited. He's got something.
Perfect question for both of you after that comment. Jana, if you're standing at the crossroads waiting for the devil to show up, why are you there? What are you going to ask the devil for?
First Angel Media to be better than any other company in the world. I mean, hello. Listen, he can have my soul for that. We're gonna rock it. We're gonna take over the world anyway. But if he wants to help, I'm okay with that.
Okay, Hilljack, why are you at the crossroads?
I'd trade my soul for balance in everything that I do, because everything that I do, no matter what, the only success it is going to have is the balance that I put behind it. I don't want to have it all. I just want to have enough. And that's been my attitude for especially these last 3 years. So if I'm balanced, anything that I work on, whether it's the Hellfire Club at hellfiremusic.com or APRO Radio at aproradio.com, see how I'm dropping those? But no, in all seriousness, that's for me. I want to enjoy more of my life. I get to do so many things, and I've got to do so many things. And especially on Monday, I was sitting there on the anniversary of my dad's passing and looking how gifted God really made my life more than what I appreciated. And because of my own imbalance within myself, I wasn't able to enjoy them or, move forward with them. So if I was going to trade my soul for anything, it'd be the balance and to be able to focus and to work properly on everything I'm doing to the most attentive degree. That would be ideal for me.
I think that having some of the same things that you do.
Right.
I am bipolar, although I am told it is no longer active.
Mm-hmm.
That was through a complete medical flop, actually. It was complete by accident, not by design.
Right.
But I had spent several years listening to the doctors and taking the meds that they gave me until I became a shell of myself.
Yes.
Especially after my husband's death. And First Angel is, I dumped all of the meds that they had me on. I went cold turkey, which, let me tell you,
we can talk about that, sweetheart. That's what I had to do.
29 pills a day. Finding out later that some of them, I advocate very much.
Did you find yourself being more impeded or more halter? Yeah,
walk. Right. You
become more lethargic.
I couldn't.
And it instead of a helping aid, it becomes a numbing thing that you can't move beyond that. That it slows your thoughts down, but it also slows your whole body down.
I do still advocate for medication as a treatment, along with, I believe in science and nature. I believe in medication, and I believe in meditation.
Right.
And I believe in journaling. I believe in doing everything in your power, not just popping a pill and hoping everything's going to be better. But I absolutely tell people, try Gene Sense. Gene Sense. Go to your doctor, tell them that before they put you on any psych meds, you want the DNA test.
Right. That's that. Unfortunately for me, I was on the same things for almost 10 years, and it caused liver damage, and that still hasn't properly. It's rehabilitated to a certain point, but I think what the biggest problem is, a lot of people don't realize that the pill's not the actual fix. You still need to communicate and work on your cognitive thinking, and cognitive therapy has helped me a lot. Because people don't realize little things that influence your thought processes.
Right.
And with people like you and I, that our thoughts run away with them. If our thought processes are negative in a way, that it's easy for them to carry and move you into spots that you don't realize you're even going into. And
Right.
and
you trap yourself in a cycle.
Yeah, and it's easy to get yourself in a loop of things, and also get yourself into patterns where you become around people because it feels comfortable, because you were grown up in maybe a negative way or whatever, that it's bottom line. If you surround yourself with eagles, you're going to soar with eagles. So it's sometimes you have to move beyond what you're comfortable with and go into what's better for you and a better in guidance. Some people find it in God. Some people find it in other higher powers. But make sure whatever you find is a positive thing that's helping you grow. That's always been something since I really gotten into this, that I try to push for people to understand, because they think just going and getting the pill or whatever, that they're they'll fix everything. But if you're not working on yourself, all you're just still spinning your wheels. I'm still not good at it by far no means. And my last episode of the American Hilljack Files, I talked to Lisa, and she's a therapist, and it's great. Those are the things that I'm probably going to tackle more on my show as I get back into it, is more of the realness of what everybody goes through. For me, like I said, 2020, a lot of people went into panic mode. I went into reconstruction mode on myself, because the world might be changing, but if I don't change for myself, it's going to crush me. It was my thought. I can't. My anxieties are unbelievable. People don't believe that with the way I am on stage, but when I'm out in public, it's sometimes hard for me to function with the anxieties I have. And it doesn't mean someone might not be doing anything but just coming up to give me a hug, but the way my mindset is now, and I don't numb myself. I don't drink like I used to, or do things. So I'm more aware of everybody, and I'm empathic. So any vibrations coming off somebody affects how I react. So I've really grown, and I really want to thank Bill. I think he's one of the first people that, when I first really started getting down in 2013 and 14, that came to me to start doing things on the PA Rock Show. And you can't get any more opposite than me and Bill if you sat down and talk life stories. But Bill is really was the first person outside of my norm that showed me that there's more to life than being around people that are just negative people, and I really appreciate that.
I am not joking whenever I say that I found myself, my passion, my positivity in the Pittsburgh music scene. Going off the meds the way that I did, I actually the only way I can say it is I broke my brain the right way.
Right.
Because
that's a perfect description. Honestly, I like that.
The things that were not producing began producing. And so while I will carry that label for the rest of my life, I no longer have the effects of the bipolar, but I will carry the PTSD with me for life.
Yeah.
I have had to learn how to open up to people. You can't be in this business without talking to people, without opening up to people, without connecting to people.
Exactly.
And that was actually one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I was always the nice one. I was always the positive one, normally the positive one. But actually connecting with people, and in the last year with everything that's happened with 2020, COVID-19, where we are in 2021, I walked into January 2020 with the world in my hand. I actually wrote an article today stating that.
Yeah.
Into it, I knew I had everything I ever needed in the world. And I knew that everything was right, and it was ripped away from me so quickly in so many directions.
It was a big teacher. I mean, yeah, I bought the field out there in 2019, and everything's moving. Woo, we're going forward, and things are moving great. And then I'm sitting there, in February, going, "Okay, God, what are you trying to teach me?"
And it's a time for reflection. It is a time to look inside yourself. And I will tell you, it's funny, but as much as I valued life and love and the things in life, as much as I could understand before all of this, the personal things that happen, the things with the music scene that happened professionally, we came out of it. And I feel that most of us came out of it changed in a very good direction. I had to laugh at myself today because, it's true, but it's kind of like one of those Jana lines. Life doesn't hand you lemons. Like, some sampler at a supermarket counter, it puts those suckers into a cannon and fires them at you. And so you better be ready to change and adapt.
Yeah.
There is no
from an outsider standpoint. We lost you, Bill.
We can't hear you.
I played goal in 3 different sports. I'm just going to point that out.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing I get from watching you, Jana, is I think from an outsider standpoint, I think First Angel Media has you're grounding. I think everybody needs something that grounds them. And I believe that's why, from watching, you have been able to move forward with some of your things is because of the grounding. I wish I could have the grounding in what I do. Unfortunately, I have the artist side, the performance side, where I always,
go big.
Yeah, go big or go home. And I got, and as my mother says, I always, look at the big picture and forget about the steps. And with everything I did, even when I was doing broadcasting at the Ohio Center for Broadcasting, when I was doing those shows and everything, it was just like a show. Okay, it's 20 minutes to showtime. I sit down, I make my list. I go in there and I fire. And I put my foot to the floor, and whatever happens, happens. And now, I missed out on so much of the opportunities that were put before me because of that. Even with my own stuff, like I said, I have such big ideas. I know what I'd like to see happen, but then to follow through with them is very hard for me. I applaud you watching you use that as a grounding. And
it was scary. I lost my husband in 2012, and the next 4 years, it didn't even feel like it was real.
Right.
And I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to be honest. I gave him everything.
1/2 of the other.
Well, I gave him everything in our marriage, which means that when he died, my identity died.
You didn't have your own.
I had his friends, his family. My
Right.
family, like I have a lot of cousins in that, but my family is my mother, my sister, and my brother.
Right.
You know, they're 2 children. Like that's it. I've been a mother for 26 years. These were my identities. And then after, you know, I went through that with the medication, and after I tried to figure out, I mean, who are you? And I didn't know anymore. And I am forever grateful to the friends who told me, you know, the one thing that you always loved was music. Go back to that. Go find it. And it wasn't in my area. I found one band in my area.
Right.
That was
And that
Slide,
band,
right?
it was originally Social Anxiety, and now a lot of those members are now in Slide. That is correct. And it's so funny that, you know, the people there were so welcoming to me and so amazing. And then they introduced me to others and others. And as they watched me start to create First Angel, I couldn't have gotten a more supportive bunch of people. And
Yes,
then I found that,
like I said, you attract very well-rounded people.
I'm
Not
very
just as
grateful.
musicians, but as people themselves, and that's commendable to you.
I find a lot of wonderful people, but I like to think that it's because there's a lot of them out there. You know, I really do like to think that it's just because there's a lot more good in the world than we like to perceive.
And there really is. And it's sad that the propaganda of division that puts people apart from each other. Like I said, if we'd all talked with one another, no matter what the race, color of our skin, beliefs are, we would realize we have so much more in common than the average, you know. And when that communication becomes the key point in your exchange with people rather than the differences, and communication, what a lot of people miss out on is actually more, you know, it's just as much listening as it is reverberating, you know, and too many people don't listen. And if you listen to, you know, what someone's saying, and what I was taught a lot of times when someone's being, you know, up over the top, don't listen to when they're being over the top. What are they saying in between that? And you'll learn more about them. And so much of us, even the most people that you think are the most confident, don't have the confidence that you think. And we're all, and especially after everything that we've been through this last year, a lot of people are questioning them, you know, everything. So, you know, the key point to me, at least for myself, and I hope that I pass this on to anybody that's watching, that try to listen a little more as you're talking to somebody. Interact with them, not around them. There's a difference. And the more you absorb and you get to know, even if you're, you know, that's one thing I learned at the Second Amendment rally. There was people up there that was, you know, trying to get votes and saying things that I didn't necessarily agree with. But as Steve Craven said, the way they were putting stuff across, maybe, you know, I need to think about that a little bit. You know, be more open-minded. You know, and that's the only thing that's going to heal this country and heal, you know, people in general. Is, you know, quit being, you know, so negative, closed-minded, and letting the division be the process rather than, you know, learning to, you know, try to, you know, embrace what the differences are of us and how we can all move forward together. You know.
So I'm going to steal lyrics from Cue Ball for a moment and then tweak them a little bit. But they have a song called Peace, Love, and Alcohol.
Yeah.
And those of you that know me know that the alcohol thing really isn't me.
Yeah.
But
no, it's not.
But the peace, love thing, I can get behind that. And, you know, if you're drinking, as long as you're being cool about it, I don't have a problem with that either. But peace, love, and music, I think, is the way that I would go.
Right.
With that in mind, what we're going to do here, we're not going to end the video chat. There are still people hanging out with us, but we are going to end.
A lot of viewers. Thank you, guys.
We are going to end the portion that will air on the podcast because we're already at an hour and 4 minutes and I only need like 35 minutes. So this has been episode number 567 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. Check us out each and every Friday. You can go to buildthescene.com. We are all over the internet. As you learned a little bit ago, we are on XRP radio. Jana and I will be there once a month.
I was about to totally throw in a plug for us.
It'll be awesome to listen.
I'm going to throw this out here. Don't let me forget that we need to tell them it cannot be the first weekend of the month.
Okay.
John gets it. This Rock for Life shows are the first weekend, and my nephew's birthday is the first weekend in July, which is why I won't be a gigaroo, John. But upcoming,
we've got a ton of visitors on First Angel. I just want to say hi, guys. Thank you.
So next week we have Izzy's Caravan on the Pennsylvania Rock Show, Endbringer on the 28th. Steve Hawk is joining us on the 4th. The Cheats on the 11th, little punk rock for you from Pittsburgh. Pocket Cowboy on the 18th. Chelsea Rittenauer on the 25th. The 2nd is going to be Concrete Soul, who was supposed to be tonight's, but we ran into a little bit of an issue scheduling wise. And then Brad Abbott on July 14th. I haven't updated that on the website yet. And then on the 23rd, which doesn't sound right, 21st. Maybe I have my dates wrong. Somewhere in the 20s. It's got to be the 21st. Will be John Vento coming to talk to us about the Pittsburgh Blues and Roots Festival.
We had him on XRP, didn't we?
We did. We played his song Baby Blues.
Okay.
Phenomenal singer.
Yep.
It was amazing.
And I talked about us being at his house and singing his George Washington flowers.
That's right.
That was one of the best times I had with you.
We very quickly, we do want to see you guys, though, whenever we're on XRP.
Oh, in their chat room.
Yes, we can chat just like this. Bill and I will be typing away the same as we did. You'll get exposed to some of the UK's favorites while we're telling you some of our favorites. And don't forget to get in the, get in your songs to Bill, to XRP, get your stuff into First Angel. And if you are finding yourself in need of photography, logos, EPKs, blah, 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 you name it, we got our services list. You can check us out on Facebook or on the website, www.firstangelmedia.com. There we go. I don't know how you go through all that 50 list of where you.
So speaking of lists, the Build a Scene radio station sponsors, we have DI Records, Rattle Clack Entertainment, Endeavor After LLC, Shady Lady Studio, State Shady Lady Productions. My computer is not cooperating. There it goes. The Grassroots Show on 97.7 The Rock Station. The Noble Hops Band, the Band Jam. And hanging out with us tonight, we have Chris Thunderwolf Dotson from the Wolf's Customs. And I've been trying to describe his hollow flash for weeks now. And John, I'm going to hold up a plastic bag, but it's not the kind that you want me to hold up. So it is Guitar Picks. I'm going to pull one out. It does have the hollow flash finish on it. And hopefully it comes through pretty
sweet.
Hey, Chris, you're going to have to let me know if you can put logos on those, because I've been wanting to get some really cool items to use as merch and to hand out whenever we're out at shows, because honestly, we all know what we do with the little cards. We all kind of
right.
It's not that we mean to. It's just that, like, honestly, I have a collection of really cool guitar picks, but I don't really have any of the business cards. So, like, I will totally let me know if you're able to put a logo on those, and I am all about it.
All right. So with that said, this is the official end of episode 567, but we're going to hang out. Chris says to PM him.
Absolutely. You got it. Thank you.
All right. So I'm having fun, but as I said, we kind of hit way past my time limit. So
the last time you and I actually were like the hosts of anything, we went, an hour over our time limit? So
I think it was longer than that. It was like,
guys,
it was like an hour and a half.
2 hours. We're supposed to have 2 hours. We were on for like 3.5 hours. And people still asked us to come back. What can I say? The people over in the UK are wonderful and patient souls.
Nice. I think it's the comfortability and the realism of what you put across. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's always attracted me from when Bill started, and and throughout. It's from a different standpoint than most. So too many, even myself, you put too much of the shine on, it takes away the realism. And people want to feel like a part of things. They don't want to feel like they're just being talked at. They want to feel like they're being talked with. And listening to you guys, even listening to your show, Bill, is I feel like I'm being talked with, and I think that's what attracts people, and putting you two together just, enhances that.
And with that, I'm going to plug that I have begun with the Letters from Lady J weekly article, which is me giving advice, inspiration.
Nice. I like it.
Tips and tricks and whatever else people, come at me with that they want me to write about. So let me know if you want me to write about something. But
I might have to do that.
The first one is up. So check it out. It's Letters from Lady J. And we've got a whole host of stuff coming up for you over the next week. You guys are going to be shocked.
Nice.
Speaking of writing in XRP, they are looking for people to add articles to their zine. It is, if you want to contact them, it's zine, ZINE, at xrpradio.co.uk. Nice. By the way, for like the first 8 months, I said co.uk, and I asked them, and they're like, no, it's co. So co.uk, but it's spelled CO.
So, Bill, what attracts you and keeps you going? Because, it's been since 2004. It's not like, someone like me who plays an instrument and knows everybody and is so, when I'm out in public, able to be outward. You aren't necessarily the same way, but you become so integrated in everything that the music scene does around the Pittsburgh area, and had expanded beyond since then. What keeps the drive for you? Because
no, John, I'm just a little Pittsburgh thing.
No, you don't get enough credit. Like I said,
you need to look at John. Wait, watch Jonah's face. Just a little Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah,
I'll tell you about that later.
But in all seriousness, you what gives? Because I don't know. I have acceptance issues, so I'm always looking for the applause. You don't always get the applause you deserve, but you keep going forward. What is the drive behind you? I've always, questioned that in a good way.
I like hearing the stories. I think that's what it comes down to. I like having the conversation and learning about the bands.
Nice.
Because I can't, none of this happened on purpose. Not a single bit of it.
Oh, I know how that feels, Bill. I was here to share people's events.
Well, the same here is
know who was behind the curtain, and
I would never even thought of doing anything broadcasting wise until Bill said, "Hey, and it's the same thing." And you talk about gravitationals of pulling certain people together. The three of us have similar things, but we can't. All of us are so opposite, but we are pulled together by the same premise that of the love of music and the love of on-sign music, and champion the people that are trying to do more. And like I said, mine's a little different because I am a musician, but I've always been a guy that always tried to bring.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Jana.
Music unites souls everywhere. That's actually why we have a Muse feature. Music unites
I like that.
souls everywhere, and our other feature is Saved by the Scene.
Which we kind of did a bit of today.
Yes. And guys, I hate to do this, but my battery is running low.
Oh, sweetheart.
All right. Well, before your battery dies, he said that he does it as a musician, and that's your cue, Jana.
Uh-oh. Wait. He does.
Come on.
I'm lost.
He's not the only musician on the chat, and it's not me.
No. Yeah, okay. So I do backup vocals for people. And I was actually Chip and the Charge Ups, who is going to be at one of the Rock for Life shows. I know that you mentioned. I'm actually backup vocals on his song Front Row, which has been played on the radio.
Yeah.
So it's actually been technically played on the radio. And so, if anybody wants to hook up with some vocals, let me know.
I may have heard her sing some Amy Lee.
Yeah,
nice. There you go.
Amy Lee, Jewel. Let's see here. I'm Not the Doctor is one I may be doing with Mad Clock.
Nice.
And that was Alanis Morissette. So like anything in those, if it's 90s, I pretty much got you. But I love you guys to death. And thank you to everybody who's been watching. I am going to have to go before it makes me go in a very abrupt fashion. So I will talk to you guys later.
I hope to see you this summer. It's been too long.
I will absolutely be up to one of these shows.
I really hope so. Just so we can hang out and just BS on the side.
Oh yeah.
It's very nice. It's always nice to see you though. And it's not. And in all seriousness, I am proud of you for all you're doing as a person and with everything that you have going on. You've come a long way since I first met you. God bless you, and keep pushing forward. I'm proud of you,
John. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yes, I mean it.
Right, and I mean that sincerely. I love you guys. I will talk to you later on, and I am going to leave the chat. Bye, everybody.
We are going to go off the line as well, but John is not going anywhere. He and I are going to talk for a little bit. So for those of you that hung out with us, both on First Angel and Build the Scene, thank you for hanging out with us. This show is each and every Friday. We also have 3 questions and a song, which I mentioned. It is on the 1st and 15th. You can find both of those by going to buildthescene.com. As soon as I have the details on the XRP takeover thing, that information will be available on the website as well. I think we're going to try and do like an hour and a half. So it'll be, we did 13 songs each on this past Saturday. It's not going to be that large, but they have thousands upon thousands. I wanted to say he said 400,000 tracks. I can't keep up with that.
Nice.
So those of you that are listening that are musicians, I need more music so I can combat that. Anyway, John and I are headed off. Make sure you go to Build the Scene. Make sure you go to First Angel Media. Make sure you go to APRO Radio. All of those are .com addresses.
Hellfire Music.
Hellfire Music. And I will catch you next week. And every week after that. So we're signing off.
See ya.